Is he brand new to the board? Okay, we're on. Okay.
Yeah, he's new.
Hey.
I just appointed him.
Oh, is that yours?
Chair.
Huh?
You're not the chair.
I'm vice. Are you running this meeting?
Until,
Are you?
until we get to number two.
But we're vice right now. You're gonna call it to order? Go ahead.
Ready to go.
What? You took it away. I'm not in charge. Go ahead, take over. I don't know what you want. I have no idea.
She's just waiting for the clock to turn 4. That's what
It's 4. It's
no.
that clock. It's 4. It's 4 here.
Being that it's 4 o'clock, we'll call the Mountain Bay Metropolitan Police Department Oversight Board to order with a roll call vote of Mr. Maloney,
Here.
Mr. Helgeson,
Here.
and Mr. Zagami. Here. Currently, we have Jason Jablonski as well. He is absent or excused.
Mhm.
And then we do have a vacant position for a Weston seat.
Okay.
Moving on to item number 2, appointment of chairman and vice chairman along with terms. So in the bylaws, it states that every year a chairman and a vice chair are to be appointed at the first meeting or at the end of April or the first week of May of every year. So do we have any questions or a motion as to who?
I'll make a motion that Dan Helgeson be the chairman.
Do we have a second?
A second.
Do we have any questions? So we have a motion by Maloney, second by
Zagami.
Zagami. Okay, I'm sorry.
Right.
To appoint Dan Helgeson as the chair for the Mountain Bay Metropolitan Police Department Oversight Board. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Now, do we have a motion to appoint a vice chair?
I'll make a motion that Husheng Zagami is vice chair.
And do we have a second?
Second.
Right. We have a motion by Maloney, second by Helgeson, to appoint Mr. Zagami as the vice chair. Any questions? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now with the terms, I just wanted to have it be on the record as to what the terms are for everyone in their seats. Because it wasn't displayed at the original part, or the original meeting. So it does need to be staggered. And I gotta pull up the bylaws here quick. I apologize. It shows that they are to. The oversight shall be appointed to serve 1- and 2-year terms respectively, and with 2 members appointed by Weston serving a 2-year term.
Okay.
So with that, we would have,
So the 2-year terms could be the 2 current Zagami and Maloney. And the vacancy can be the 1-year term
okay,
because we both just were reelected.
okay.
So, yeah.
So we'll do that for a 2-year and then the vacant as the 1.
Mhm.
Okay, and then thereafter, all right, then that's it.
Rothschild is a 2 and a 1? Or-
It doesn't state,
Or 2 2s?
it doesn't say Rothschild, it just says initial members of the oversight board
Okay.
shall be appointed to serve 1- and 2-year terms respectively, with 2 members appointed by the Village of Weston serving a 2-year term.
So it's gotta be Rothschild's gotta be 2s.
Yeah.
They got it. So there's 4 2s and then the
Then a
odd
1.
one out is the 1, right?
Yeah.
So if we
Okay.
have to clarify that, we should.
Okay,
Okay.
I just make a quick comment.
Yeah.
The only thing I just don't want to run into is all of a sudden Rothschild's off at the same time, or Weston's off at the same time, because otherwise we're gonna lose some history makeup on what's happening.
Mhm.
So all of a sudden it could be two new members and they don't know everything that's happened for the last year. I don't know.
Right,
So we don't run into that.
good. Okay.
Okay, moving on to item number 3.
Very good. Agenda item number 3, are any announcements and statements from the audience? Jim, please stand.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Jim Pestel, 502 Carroll Street, West Wisconsin. First, I just want to say I'm absolutely awestruck by Clerk Felkner, how she just opened the meeting, ran the meeting, and did exactly what was in the bylaws. I have never attended a meeting that has happened before, so my hat is off to you if you have one. That's good stuff right there. I'm very disappointed to see that Jamie Weiland was removed from this body. I hope that the Village of Weston Board corrects that mistake quickly. In the packet this evening or this afternoon, I see that Freeland is on there for the civil engineering proposal. They're a Weston business. They do a great job. I'm really happy to see that they're in here for consideration. I personally use them on several projects and have nothing but good things to say about their product quality, their quality of work. Also on the trailer thing, I see MTI has a submission for that Dare trailer. MTI makes a fantastic aluminum utility trailer. I personally own one. Trailers, I work in the service industry. I can personally tell you that we have worked on one that has been in service for 10 months and the hinges for the door were completely rotted off in 10 months. So I would advise against the MTI trailer. I don't know how that's going to go with the discussion here today. And MTI didn't really want to do anything to help the guy out, and they had to weld the hinges back on, and it was a whole big thing. So this guy has a trailer that was $14,000 that's less than a year old, and the ramp is rendered useless. Pleased to see the new site plan for the building was updated to incorporate the common sense recommendations of the police chief and the oversight board. So that's good stuff, and see that project forward. I do want to make a correction on the record on Mr. Maloney's comment here. Zagami was not elected to the Village of Weston Board. He was appointed to the Village of Weston Board. And then, yeah, just lastly, I just want to thank everyone here in this room and the Mountain Bay Metro Police Department. It's been an honor to have served with you over the last year or two. We really do have one of the most efficient, well-run, respected departments around. And it doesn't happen by accident. So thank you to everyone in here that made that, continues to make that happen.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks,
Thank
Jim.
you.
Jamie Weiland, 7010 Janelle Street, Weston. Good evening. I've reviewed the cost estimates for the 3 enclosed trailers. I would like to weigh in on a few thoughts. While all 3 bids are fairly competitive, I believe it's important to prioritize buying locally where possible. Supporting local businesses keeps our tax dollars in the community and contributes to our local economic impact. In this case, the bids from Merrill and Weston are very close to price. By selecting Weston, we not only support local vendors, but also save on travel time and labor costs that would be incurred by picking up a trailer from the city. I'd also like to state for the record that I am no longer serving on this oversight committee. My position was replaced by a trustee who was not duly elected by the president of the Village of Weston, but rather appointed. This change was made by the Village of Weston President Mark Maloney. That said, I plan to continue attending meetings, staying informed, and supporting this work. And just a quick update as well, there will be a sextortion seminar tonight at 6 p.m. at the Grand Theater in Wausau. I encourage everyone to attend if they're able. This is an important issue impacting our youth. Also, there's confirmation that legislation is in the works to require school districts to include the education on sextortion on their curriculum. Internet crimes against children are rapidly increasing, and we need to educate the community and everyone.
Thank you, Jim.
You.
Make a quick comment on it. Make a quick comment.
No, you're not supposed to, because I wanted to make a comment too. But we can, if we say so. If the chairman says yes, we can.
We need a motion.
Unless are you guys running this or is he? Okay.
We need a
Yeah.
motion to that,
So-
to that effect.
I think I'll make the motion that we allow the chief and myself to make a comment. If so be it. Okay.
Motion by Maloney, second by Zagami. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I just go first?
To the floor.
Jamie, who's putting that show on tonight? Oh, okay. Is it John again or is it legislation? No? Okay. I mean, Jamie didn't give herself a pat on the back, but she did a lot of work on this. And she was mentioned in quite a few things that I got some stuff from John. How do I say it? Sparrows? Sparrows? Am I saying it right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so hats off to Jamie on that. So that was the comment I wanted to make. Chief?
I could probably make mine under number 9, but I just want to say that we made some changes to the DARE curriculum and we've been working directly with the school district on that. So there will be education regularly through the police department on sextortion. And I think Department of Justice is the one that's putting it on and is a primary speaker with others that are involved with it. But we talked and we have made changes in that. So just so everyone's aware that the curriculum has changed for us on it. So.
Super.
Moving on to agenda item number 4, minutes of previous meeting, oversight board meeting minutes of March 19th, 2025. Are there any changes, corrections that you see?
I make a motion to move to accept the oversight board meetings for March 19th, 2025.
Motion by Maloney, second by Zagami. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Agenda item number 5, budget to actual. Chief?
I think this is between Jamie, Melanie. Did you have something on it?
Open for questions as always, if anyone has them.
Okay.
I also, as a courtesy to Jamie, I printed off copies of month end for January, February, March, and April. I have them here if any, I know Hushang got a copy. If you two would like a copy, I have them here. So,
Okay. Thank you.
otherwise, yeah, questions on what is in the packet are welcome.
I just have one comment on it that I was very shocked on this, that we had under intergovernmental, we had $35,824 in donations to the police department for various parts of the police department. And that's very shocking to me to see that dollar amount.
I had that question too, because last month was
Thank you.
6,400. What was that? Was that several donations? Was it a large donation?
I believe most of it is from the Merrill Iron and Steel donations.
Yeah, because I noticed that too. I'm like, that's a big jump.
I've never been part of an organization in law enforcement that has gotten that much money.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's very impressive.
So Melanie and I had talked that the packets, if they could be month end, then they wouldn't be run to a weird date. Otherwise, they would just get run to the point that the packet was made. So you wouldn't be able to do a back and forth comparison, which is why she did the month ends for this year. So next month you might get a little bit of duplicate information depending on when the meeting is, because we'll run through. I say Melanie will run through. I don't have access to that. We'll run through month ends, but because then you could pull your April from last year and see where you were trending from year to year, where you wouldn't be able to if otherwise.
So going off that, with workhorse, if you guys ever have questions about years, like actual years and unit lists with workhorse, certainly go back and pull it. So it's very
Very
transparent.
good. Sure. Good. Anything else to add, Chief?
Shane, did you see anything that you had questions on regarding it at all?
No, not yet.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That was for discussion purposes. Moving on to agenda item number 6, discussion of possible action regarding purchase of new DARE trailer from DARE checking account. Chief?
Because it's over $10,000, I thought it was a good thing to bring to Oversight. We have $22,000 in the DARE checking account right now. So that's where it's not going to come out of the budget, it's going to come out of the checking account. So our last trailer came from Bay Trailer out of Green Bay. We had that trailer as a 2019. We ended up selling it for $31.50. It was a steel trailer. It was starting to have some rust problems on it because all it does is sit around. The reason why we have a dare trailer is because we have the drunk buster carts, and the school bought us a double and 2 singles. We always had 2 singles. So when they set up for the drunk buster events for teaching kids the pyramid, and they need to travel with all their stuff. So that's why we even have a dare trailer. We do use it for other things to haul around when we have it. So I ran into Jesse Penrose at JP Trailer. And when we started talking to Jesse, he's local in Schofield. I didn't even know he was there. And we stopped in one day, and we would like to buy the trailer from Jesse Penrose for a couple of reasons. One is the trailer is a black trailer. Every part of it's black. There's no silver on it. So when we put our stripe kit on it, it's going to stand out. And when you have kids and you want engagement, you want something that looks really, really good. Nobody else can offer that trailer. Second of all, there was a comment made, and I do agree. It doesn't pay for me to drive for service to another city when we have it locally. The other thing is set up like a race trailer, so it has a tail end on it, so it looks a little bit different. It looks like a racy kind of thing. It's like a spoiler on the trailer. Anyway, this is dare money, and that's what it was there for, to be spent on dare-related events. So I would like to have up to $11,000 just to make sure that we don't run into a $20 problem. And Jesse from JP Trailer really kind of bent over and gave us a good deal on a lot of different things and cut that cost down. I can't remember what it initially started at, but it was significantly higher than that. So I don't know anything about Easy Haul. I don't work on stuff, but they looked really nice. Tandem axle trailer, brakes on all 4 parts of the axle. And so.
Discussion?
I'll make a motion to purchase the trailer from JP Trailer Sales and Transport, 2915 Schofield Avenue, Weston, Wisconsin, for the not to exceed amount of $11,000. Also, if the chief and the force feels that they would allow him, if he gave us a good deal, and if you feel good about him, if he could put a little placard on the side that it came from him, just like every automobile we have that has it. So if it doesn't go with our logo, fine. But, that way we could kind of advertise a little bit for him too.
We talked to him, told him he had the tailgate to put something on it.
Okay, there you
So
go.
we can put a bigger emblem on it.
So that's my motion.
We have a second.
I'll second.
Motion by Maloney, second by Zagami. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Agenda item number 7, discussion and possible action regarding municipal court structure and monthly report reviews. I believe, Chief.
I just thought it would be important to have a discussion about a wide variety of things. I was hoping Jason would have been here today. But we do track the monthly financials for the municipal court, and they are in the packet that everybody can see what they are. Collections have been going very well. Tax intercept has been working really good for us. I think the village of Weston was somewhere around $49,000, and Rothschild was about 40. They're the 2 bigger ones for collections, because they're the biggest area. So I still, with the new building and the talk, I still would like to see some different design in the municipal court. Instead of having them rent the space from us, I'd rather see a true merger between Weston and Rothschild on the municipal court. So I just think it would be more advantageous for the court to be seen or oversee the court and hiring employees, and they have somebody to answer to, because right now it's kind of run by the Rothschild board. However, it's going to be in a building shared by 2 municipalities. I just think there's a better way to do this.
I thought the way that the joint finance, other than some other issues on the force, but the joint finance, I thought that went really well with the court. And I think we'd be mirroring that here is what you're kind of saying. So the joint finance actually oversaw the budget, oversaw the different stuff, and I thought it worked well. So, I mean, and then it would make this a truly true partnership, with everything included. So
I really think we should have a target date of the first of the year to figure this out, to see what's the best.
Is that something that we have to do with the state too? Does the state have to rule with that? Like, we weren't actually official till the first of the year as a force, right? Or recognized, I should say. So the same thing would happen with the courts? Yes?
Would they become? No, it would, they're already Mountain Bay Metro employees recognized by,
Well,
They're village employees.
They're- yeah.
No, the village.
the village employees, the state of Wisconsin approves the circuit, or excuse me, the municipal court.
Right.
If we didn't change the name of it, I don't see anything, no communities are being added or subtracted.
What's it called now?
Rothschild
Rothschild
area
area.
municipal court. And
which
that's,
would be located
fine.
in the village of Weston in the Mountain Bay Metro building, which might be a little confusing.
Using then our Rothschild residents who have a Schofield mailing address and have Weston Water.
Yeah.
Right.
so Husheng, that the reason why it's called the Rothschild area municipal court is the past District 9 municipal court clerk administrator for the state is who requested that name. That was not the name that we had picked.
Mhm.
But that's what was requested, and that's kind of what got it through to the end. So that's what we went with. We could certainly look to change it. I have no problem doing that, but it's a process, certainly. And so Husheng, I don't know, did you tell Husheng, Jeremy, about the breakdown of the way court works?
We didn't get to that discussion. I just think it's underwritten agreement between the two in a contract form is all I think you would need. There might be a little bit of changing in the ordinance, but it shouldn't be anything dramatic to do that. Why don't you go through the breakdown on?
Yeah, so for the municipal court, it's a little bit different than the actual Mountain Bay Metropolitan Police Department because we have 6 communities that are part of the actual municipal court rather than just 4 communities that make up the police department. So the other 2 additions outside of the current 4 would be the village of Edgar and Marathon City. So those 2 currently contract with our municipal court. And the reason why municipal court is favored over circuit court is because municipalities generally reap the benefits a little bit more in comparison as opposed to, say, circuit court in terms of dollars coming back to re-education or, you name it. So the city of Schofield, the way that their contract works with the police department and municipal court is that citations written up to $85,000, all of that pile of money per se, it's sitting and it's housed in the municipal court itself. It doesn't go back to the city of Schofield. The town of Weston, since they're a bit smaller, up to $5,000 is retained by a municipal court. Anything above that is shared between the town of Weston and the municipal court. Village of Rothschild, it's here, so it's remains here. The village of Weston has a 75-25% breakdown. So regardless of how many citations are written in the village of Weston itself, the breakdown is going to be a 75-25 split, 25% being retained to essentially offset the costs of the municipal court budget. So for the 2 clerks that we have, one, well, both part-time, one more part-time than the other, and then the judge itself, and then office supplies. So that's kind of how that breakdown works.
There is some part of the municipal court that comes back to the police department at this point in a roundabout way, right? Is that the 100,000?
That's the 100,000, correct.
First 100,000 made, like how, what do you,
And it would be an end of the year, how
Adjust.
the court budget pans out.
okay, so it could be less than 100,000 if there wasn't 100,000.
Possibly
made.
more.
Yep,
So currently, right now, Rothschild is paying the wages of the municipal court clerk, the spot that they're housed in, and the judge and any other employees. So in a way, if we did a true merger, both Rothschild and Weston would be paying that bill. And Rothschild, for a sense, would be saving that money, but then there'd be a different makeup on how the court funds come back and where they go to. But I just gonna play quick devil's advocate on this whole thing. So Rothschild employees are put into the police department and we're Mountain Bay, but then we don't have any abilities for any part of that or even to talk wages or anything like that because now they answer to Rothschild, but they don't work in this building, but they follow the benefits over here, but then they're in our building, but then they don't pay any rent and it just becomes a convoluted kind of, how is it best situated. And I can assure you, when this merger of the police department came about, this wasn't discussed at all. I just think there's a better way, and I don't know what the right way is.
Well, and we're advocating to talk about that more. So on this particular issue, there would be no action on the municipal court structure because we'd be still talking about that and possibly a goal for the end of the year. And that, would we be looking for a possible action on the monthly report reviews, right?
You don't.
Or no?
It's
Okay.
kind of like the budget.
Okay.
the
So just
actual-
discussion.
yeah.
Okay.
So nothing on there.
No,
Okay.
no.
Can I just point out, Schofield didn't have a February. There's 2 Januaries, but no February report in the packet. So if we could just have February report for Schofield.
As long as, I know this is not on the agenda, but as long as we're talking about Schofield, I think the agenda should be sent to Mayor Craig too.
They get sent to everybody.
Oh, good. Oh, so Town of Weston too?
Everybody that
Excellent.
is
Okay,
affiliated with
And-
Mount Bay,
And they have been for a period of time, correct?
excellent.
ever
Nope,
since we started,
all good,
yeah.
all good.
Mhm.
I told him, he's welcome to come. He can have a seat, so, yep. Okay, good.
And others might say they don't have interest in this, and then I'd be happy to schedule a time with the court clerk, but so this is, I know you like this form, and you've used this form for a lot of years, but now this form is different, and the form we file is different than that. That actually gets sent to the state and the county. And I guess it would, like, this form is almost that form. I don't know why we'd recreate this if we just understood the equation on the form that gets submitted to the state and the county. Like, do all the citations have a jail surcharge or just ones that do?
Nope. Certain ones.
Yep, so then do all of the citations get,
So this is what the court gives us.
Yes.
This is- Then I put it on this nice form, so it's very understandable. But that's just a quick breakdown.
that's making 3 forms for that information.
Just
Yes.
for ease of purpose, though.
This,
really. It's
this
like
one
very
is very
functionality.
hard to understand. When I look at this at the end of the day, I can tell you Safe Ride program got $125. If I look at this, I have to hunt and peck through and do mathematical stuff to figure it out.
But it's a user friendly.
And yeah, when Elizabeth looks at that, she can easily see
So-
what's going where.
And when the court gives me this,
Yeah.
I get a chance to double check it when I put on this pretty one. Cause then I know exactly where it went. And even when I look at that, I don't know where anything goes to, but at least on this one. And one thing that we hadn't been tracking in the past is parking tickets. There was $770 collected on parking tickets in Schofield, which is amazing to me. And when we get yelled at that we're not writing parking tickets, Weston had 700 and Rothschild had over 1,000
Dollars or actual
dollars collected. That means they actually paid their parking ticket. But remember, we took all those parking tickets and made them down to $10. They used to be 25, so that they were getting tickets and trying to change behavior. So,
Again,
They're quicker to pay the 10 versus the 25, you're saying?
well, it's, if you want to get mad, get a parking ticket. Anybody that's got a parking ticket knows. Go to Madison and you get a $50 parking ticket or $75, you're mad. So when you're running around in the middle of the night putting parking tickets on cars and somebody gets a $10 ticket, at least when they wake up in the morning, they're not as mad when they go to work. When they get it, then they come unglued. They come running out of their house and yell at you. That's contempt. Am I wrong? No complimentary parking tickets. I'm
I
telling
believe
you.
it.
I'm just saying we're showing it this way in the packet. Then when we review it, we're reviewing it this way. But when we get it in finance, we're getting it in another form. So I would really like to better understand court cost. Again, if that's just me, then I'll schedule a time. But I think if we're going to talk about court cost and what that means for our municipalities, we need to have one form and really all understand what that one form is saying.
When you refer to finance, do you mean finance, both, or
It's-
just Weston?
It's what they have to do through court. It's what they have to file with the state.
But when you say what, finance, who do you?
They're submitting that, when they submit the payment to us, they're attaching that.
So when Heather, our court clerk,
Yep,
at the end, when she reconciles monthly with Melanie.
Melanie, right.
Yep, so then let's say it's $10,000, a portion of that gets split to the state, a portion of it's going to the county, there's a breakdown. And that's what I believe you're saying is, how am I deriving that breakdown?
Then let's stick with this.
I don't use
User friendly.
that form. When I cut checks,
We're not gonna change using that. Whatever you want in the packet, please make a suggestion and we can go forward with
Yeah.
that. But we're not
Yeah.
gonna change what we use to cut checks and what I use to reconcile and what I use to receive.
Is that this form or that form?
I use that along with the sheet you get.
Yes.
So can we
My
refer to one as Melanie's form? Chief form, and the third one, somebody else's form?
Sheet in the packet,
Yeah,
that's one thing,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
don't change operations
Yeah,
on the village side for our purposes, is what I'm asking.
you might need to schedule, sometime. I would go with the scheduling time
Yeah,
for court.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Once you wrap your head around it, seriously, it just makes sense.
Well, because even on this form, I guess the piece that then is confusing is it says the amount that's returned to the town of West.
Mhm.
You didn't return it to them because you keep the first 5,000.
But it's recorded in an account if we have to return money to them eventually.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
but you could
reported
see if
separately.
I didn't have that and I'm a citizen and I read this, I'm gonna think you cut them a check back for $535, right? So that's where I'm like,
We're just trying to be transparent so that they know in each of their contracts that there's no or as Jim said, there's no shenanigans.
yes,
right?
yeah.
So it's.
They know where now it's
Exactly.
5,000 minus,
Yes.
right, where they're
Yep.
tallying up to.
Yeah. Yep, you got it.
All right, with that said, we need a motion to
Discussion
the
only.
January 1st date.
Oh,
We
and
have this completed, but Chief Hunt won,
Mhm. Goal,
right?
yeah. I'll make that motion that we need to drive that, have a goal to have that accomplished by then, yeah.
To have what accomplished by,
What everybody else has said.
I think what they're looking, what.
To have this, the municipal court structure. Yep,
Right.
to have some meetings on that, to talk about it, if you feel that's, if we all feel that that's the way it should be and change to that course, then we gotta meet on that and talk about it and come to some conclusion so that we can get it done by the first of the year, so we can get it through the state. And I think Weston would be fine with Rothschild area. I'm just speaking for myself. I mean, we did a lot to make this whole merger happen. So, we said, no, we'll move out of the building. The fiduciary can be here, which we used to have. Obviously, the police department for the time being would be here unless we'd throw, 4 or 5 million into it here. And then we found a piece of property closer to the state, highway. So, do you have that?
Mhm.
Thank you.
We have a second.
I second that.
Motion by Maloney, second by Kinsakami. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Just as a side note, we could amend that if there is an actual chance of any delay at some point, correct?
What do you mean?
This date
Mhm.
later.
All he's saying is like, let's say in October, we realize, we're gonna need, this came.
Yeah,
We can bring it back. in.
Months.
yeah, yes, yes.
Moving on to the agenda item number 8, discussion of possible action regarding the MBMPD building lot layout. There one, one.
Sure.
Brennan?
I finally got a drawing back from HTG. It took a little bit to get that because it's a different CAD system or whatever they have to do with it. First one I got was a hand-drawn one. The point of controversy or discussion is this little corner of property here where the road comes through on the west side of the building. That would need to get resurveyed, and Weston would have to agree to allow us to use that property and bring it into.
It's about what, 35 feet, you said?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot. I don't have the exact dimensions.
Mhm.
So they wanted to get it on a drawing. That has to go to a civil engineer, and then they will have to resurvey that off from it, whatever they need for that little portion.
It doesn't interfere with any ponds or anything, no water?
It doesn't, and the good thing and what it did is it took this whole building, pushed it back, made the building straight, and made this parking lot more symmetrical, so you weren't walking from one corner to get there, but it gives us enough room for people to park right in front of the building. Because we didn't have this parking down here initially when the building was closer to the road, so it pushed the building back and just gave us a little bit more room. And whatever it would take from Weston, if they need a portion, whatever, I'm good with whatever we need to do if there's a trade, but
That's what I was gonna, Jim had some comments when he was on the board that there would be just kind of like a swap, right? And we'd be able to do it kind of internally. Is that kind of how we're doing this?
I think we would have to say
Yeah.
swap property from this location to that location, and it would be,
And are we crossing 2 different parcels?
Yes.
We are, okay.
Yeah, so it needs to have a civil, it couldn't be,
So what's our next step then? To go back and have the civil engineer again?
Freeland is gonna be the civil.
Okay,
So from my understanding.
Like, once you make a motion and.
Number 10.
What I understand. And then they would, take care of staking that out and then we would know exactly what
Does
it.
that need to go back to both boards or at least to Weston board?
I think it would have to go to Weston Board.
Okay, which we talked about.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it's gonna have to go back, because when collectively us three, along with Michael, talked about this a while ago.
Right.
There's MS4 standards that some of those ponds are being used for, and that would have to, you'd have to alter
Yes.
that, so.
okay.
It should be a little bit larger, equal to the setback, what the village ordinance is asking for
Good point.
the driveway. I think it's 2 feet, but I'm not sure. It should be a little bit larger than where he's drawing it.
And even for a trade on that, we're willing to, as part of the project, get a gravel road into the ponds, because right now they don't really have a road to get in there. So I think there's a.
Plus on that side too.
Anything else? How do you want this motion? Or do we need one?
Is it still internal at this point? And then bring back
I
the,
think it is until Weston,
until Vreeland? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, then no motion.
Okay.
Moving on to agenda item number 9. Discussion and possible action regarding the day-to-day operations, including monthly and yearly reports.
Well, everybody has got the year-end report. We're working on the first quarter report. But sometimes when it goes through the board meetings, we don't have a lot of discussions on things. Sometimes it's busy, and I just thought we'd bring it back up again if someone had questions on the day-to-day operations. I can tell you internally, everything is going very well. Everyone's in good spirits yet. And like I've said, if you want to crush that, just don't build a building and it'll fall as time goes on. But I looked at the numbers today with the court and I think numbers are up for April from the month before. And if you want us to go through the annual report, we can do that. Or if there's questions on anything. Other than that, it's business as usual. We had a home invasion break-in on LAR last week, and within how many hours they solved it, and it ended up solving 4 or 5 other break-ins in Marathon County. And all I can say is shut your garage doors, because this person would drive up and go to the door. If nobody answered, this person went in. It was a female, and she just go in the house, and she had 4 or 5 guns she stole. Yeah. Convicted felon already. So kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And they were caught on flock cameras. Bizarre.
Really?
She got the homeowner got a license plate in her head, and she heard it get called out on the radio, and she goes, "That's it," and it was it. So it's weird.
Arrest was made within a couple hours, and then the guns were recovered with a warrant and everything within about 24 hours.
Jeez, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. When you say year to date, you're talking about year to date with budget, up to year to date against the year to date at the end, right? So it's just that constant, we're moving forward throughout the year when you said year to date, right? I mean, we've got a budget that we're working with, what are we percentage wise to the budget? I mean, that's the normal stuff we see, right? I mean, yeah, forget the question, it's right here. Okay.
Well, the budget's kind of interesting on how that's going, because we had some expenditures that we didn't plan for. And so I'll be real happy when we get through this year on the budget. But as far as day-to-day operations at the police department, nothing's really changed in the last couple of months, and everything is going good. And the officers are the ones that tell you that, and that's why we've done surveys in the past. But community's the same way. But we're trying to get involved with different programs and move forward with things. And
We created the department in mid-year, and now this will be our first full year. And a lot of times you just need a little history to measure against, on how we're doing with a budget. So good.
and everyone's really anticipating. And I know how this is all gonna go, and it's tough, and borrows are borrows, but I can just tell you that the way we're working, and we've added McKenna's on her own. We have 2 more people coming out of school. They're gonna start here at the end of May. We have more people in the building, and I can tell you clerical right now is a little bit stressed because report levels are high, and we didn't think the calls for service were gonna be as high. Can't really add anybody because we have no room or no place to put them.
And summer is probably the most active time.
It's ramping up.
Yeah, summer is a big time. You know, if we weren't talking about a building, if we weren't talking about, you know, the layout and all the land and stuff, we'd be talking about a restructure here. We'd be talking about a rebuild, which was what we started with. And it just didn't seem feasible to do it here, you know, with the location, not having the highway access, all that. So anyway. Okay.
I personally don't think it's feasible for the village of Rothschild. I just think that a standalone building owned by a standalone entity
Mhm.
and is much better and more advantageous for a community than strapping them for their land and their building and really not getting what they should out of it either. So.
Thank you, Chief. Moving on to agenda item number two.
One more thing, quick.
Go ahead.
Just one update. So we had quite a bit of property over on Mesker Street yet. And earlier this week, we turned over all keys except for one, which I'll get back tonight. That I'll give to Jamie, but otherwise, we are out of the front office area on Mesker Street.
Okay.
So we do still have some property in the back, but keys are turned over. We will not have access up front anymore.
So the front part, so how about the garage and then how about,
We still have
stuff in garage?
property in the external garages,
Mhm.
and then in the very back hallway, we have records and property that we don't have room here.
And then also the evidence room still?
Yep.
Yep, okay. Good, good.
Thank you. Moving on to agenda item number 10. Discussion and possible action regarding Breland and Associates Civil Engineering Proposal. Who wants to take that?
Yeah, I can. So two items that I'd like to point out in the packet. The first one is going to be there's an Excel spreadsheet comparison, and I realize here it's jaded, but if you look here, what I'm looking at is this right here. So Jamie, myself, and Jeremy met with the Bolt team. Feel free to chime in, guys, but as you can see here, there's definitely some cost variations, quite substantial with a few of them. Vreeland, Point of Beginnings, and JSD were really the ones that talked about the most in terms of I think, responsible, lowest bid per se, and also the workings that we collectively between the Village of Weston, the Village of Rothschild have worked on in the past. So we have a rapport with these groups collectively. However, yes, Vreeland did stand out. Tim with the Bolt Company felt comfortable moving forward with Vreeland. What's nice with Vreeland is you can see that the staking of the 4,000 was included in the proposal that they have for the 42,350. I guess what was talked about with Bolt was that during this contract, what they would request us to do is essentially hold like a 10% contingency. So instead of the 42,350, for example, let's say we held maybe 46,000, but proved it up to the 42,350 with roughly a 10% contingency that in the event that something were to occur that is unforeseen with the soils, that we would have a little bit of a buffer to combat it with.
10% on Breland.
Correct.
Okay. It's a solid T and M. And it's the only one of that type here, right? So are we talking about the 42,350, right?
Yep.
All right, so a 10% on top of that, another $5,000, whatever, a little less. Okay.
It's Jeremy or Jamie, anything you wanted to add?
I just want to say one thing with Vreeland is at least he gave us a short time frame to have that completed by July instead of September, and it's nice to have it done and know what we got. And I just have seen them on other projects and they complete their stuff.
I've
time.
never heard a negative thing over all the years with them, never. Oh. Good.
Any further discussion?
Yes. I didn't see insurance. I need certificate of insurance.
That was part of the proposal.
It's not here. You got,
In the,
He'll have to supply it. Yeah, did
We should
he
have-
supply it with the quote?
I don't think it was part of the quote itself, but it was part of the RFP from my understanding from Bolt. But that they had.
you should have police department, Metropolis Metro, and also Village of Rothschild and Village of Schofield, and Village of Weston. as an additional insurer on his certificate.
You can mention that. to
Make that
both
part
of
of your
them.
motion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also, he didn't say anything. He's gonna give us a report on his boring,
Soil borings?
soil boring. We need a report on that. And also no place set how he's gonna sample those soil. Actually, architect should tell him how he wants to sample it. Every 2.5 feet to 5 feet or to the bottom of boring, 5 feet after that sampling. So these are gotta be explained to his report in his report.
And he's dealt with that before, but it should be clearly stated, right?
It should be provide that report to the architect.
That's fine. Yeah, we can certainly
Yeah,
have.
I think you should ask him because he's not here. He doesn't talk about it. He said he's gonna have geotechnical, he's gonna do drilling, he's gonna do 20 feet drilling for cold storage building, 7 feet for the parking and 10 feet for the building. These are all great, but you gotta explain how he's gonna do it, every 2.5 feet sampling, and also provide a report to the architect.
Why did he what?
He has to provide a report to the
Provide.
architect,
To the architect.
Okay.
okay? And also he should give us the list of his subcontractors.
I don't know that, oh, it for the boardings.
Yeah, who's gonna work on the project? We should have the list of those people.
That's fine.
How do you want this motion to be stated?
Are you making a motion with all?
I'll
of-
make a motion with additional information requested from the engineer to provide it to us. And I approve the engineering cost at $42,350 plus 10% contingency.
Okay, so of everything that you've asked for Husheng, is that pending the approval or is it approval with this pending? Because that's different.
Approval, we approve the contract as it is, but he gotta provide this information before chief sign it.
It's approval and pending,
Pending.
not pending
Right.
the approval.
Yep.
Okay.
Certificate of insurance and all that stuff and
Sure.
all the list of the contractors and also the report he's gonna provide. That report is very important. Doing it boring without the report is nothing.
And that's with Breland, you wanna,
Yeah, he gotta ask his geotechnical engineer to do that. But also we wanna know who's gonna do all this work. Because whoever is his landscape architect, we have to talk to him or before he send his spec out, he gotta add what we want him to add to his spec. With regard to the topsoil and using the soil at the site.
So specifically to this motion there's a motion that you approved Reland for the 42 and change
42,350.
with a 10% additional contingency
Correct.
and additional language from Reland with the borings and the exact who's going to be doing those. And then the report back to chief for signing off.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Certificate of insurance also.
Okay, good. We have a second.
Mhm.
Motion by Zagami, second by Maloney. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Moving on, agenda item number 11, discussion and possible action regarding 2024, 20 to 2025 capital purchases. One of you two or Brian?
Started. This is something that I know you wanted to have a discussion on. So at the end of the packet here, correct me if I'm wrong, Jamie, but really what we're looking at is how much has been expended so far in terms of our contracts, and if the contracts were due, essentially, if every contract that we've approved thus far for the building itself was due today, what that expenditure would look like, right?
Yes, because we've clearly spent more than the 175,000 budgeted for building. So just wanting to make sure we have awareness around that.
Yep. Yeah, so for the building itself, the last page here, well, not last page, it's third to last. We have the bolt company in here. We also have a couple from the bolt company. The bolt company is also going to include HTG. which is the architect firm. So just to recap, the architect firm is coming in at 265 total. And that was with that additional change order that we had approved, I'm gonna say two or so. Bolt's initial contract and not to exceed has been 45,000 just for the Bolt company. And then Vreeland now being the 42,350. So if you add those together, you're gonna get 352,350. And again, what you're seeing here from the workhorse program that would run down with each of the line items showing the Bolt company, again, that's gonna be for both HTG and.
Okay, that does include the architect?
That does.
Okay, I missed that, right.
No, yeah, and I wanted to point that out because you're gonna see some larger ones than 45,000 and you're
I
gonna
see it.
what the heck's going on, so.
The same will work for Reland. It'll be through Bolt, so we'll pay Bolt and Bolt will pay them.
But we do, so if you guys do want, we do have that too, are the, I'm gonna say the true quotes or invoices, excuse me, invoices from the Bolt company, which breaks down what the Bolt company's expenses are. And now it'll be Vreeland's expenses along with HTG. So you can kind of see that breakdown of what that timeline looks like that they've been expending through the project.
Yeah. We likely would pay HTG though. I mean, we will accrue a large portion of that agreement this year.
And we would pay still to Bolt or to HTG? To Bolt?
We will pay to Bolt.
Okay, so when we have the Bolt, there or other ones there, would it maybe be okay if that actually was a different entity to just have in parentheses what it was for? So right now, the two Bolt ones actually encompasses HTG and Bolt.
Correct.
So maybe the one that was HTG, couldn't it be right after that parentheses HTG, just so it's a little simpler or no?
Can break
I don't want to wreck it, if you're
break
comfortable.
it down if you want to see,
Yeah.
yeah, whose portion
I
is
mean,
what.
I mean, not wild, but just, so that it doesn't have to be explained all the time. So.
I would imagine, yeah, a good portion of HTG should come in, I would think once the building kicks off, right?
Right.
Or right before we go to
They'll
true
be
bid.
finished, yeah.
Yeah, right before we go to two, then essentially a good portion of HTG's work would be completed.
Well, each one, and then Bolt will be the start and the finish, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
All right, any further discussion? Being done, how do you want this motion? Don't need one.
Yeah, I think it's just a good understanding.
Yes.
What's happening.
Only discussion purposes.
I mean, I don't wanna you likely will be over budget in this. And I just don't want that to be a surprise at the end of the year that you're over budget. I think she feels comfortable that he has budget savings other places where although you might be over budget here, you'll still be within budget overall. But
Yeah, this line item will be above.
Okay, okay,
It'll be well above the 175 likely.
very good. All right, with that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Number 12.
Yep, we're good.
I'm sorry. The date and time for agenda items to discuss at next meeting.
So it was brought to my attention that with Jason Jablonski, he is not able to make Wednesday meetings at all. So with that being said, there was a request of potentially doing Tuesdays or Thursdays and then potentially having the meeting beginning at 3:15.
Either day is fine for me.
I'm good with Thursdays
Okay, so,
and 3:15, I'm actually good with, as long as it's Thursday, not Tuesdays.
okay.
I don't know about. Jason, apparently that's okay with.
Okay with
I
that?
think Thursday is good for
It
me.
is for good, okay.
So then if you're looking at the third Wednesday in April, it would be the 17th or the fourth Wednesday,
No,
Thursday.
May.
I'm sorry, May.
May would be the 15th, but could I ask
15th
to go to the 22nd?
yeah,
Because we'll be making appointments on the 19th.
That's fine.
That
Okay,
would be it.
so this one here, let's go to the 22nd
Thursday,
so that we can have Weston here.
May 22nd.
And a 3:15 is fine.
15. Very good.
And the 15 because,
school gets done at 3?
I don't know, well, PBS is like 5 minutes after 3:00 and 2:35.
Well, I know
I'll remember it better.
I know a couple with shift changes and everything with the officers, so it's just easier having it a little bit.
I'm just gonna say this, and I think I can say it.
For setting the time and
So,
date.
yep. So, yeah, time and date. So with everyone in this room, would 3:15 work? Somebody should not be looking at their phone right now.
This is a public comment, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm asking you, everybody in this room, is 3:15 doable? Because we used to do 4 for a reason.
Well,
No?
I mean, no, it's
Okay,
very.
yeah, okay. So, well, we can still discuss that, okay? So this next meeting,
will be at 3:15.
yeah,
On
3:15.
Thursday,
Go ahead, do it.
22nd.
We're good.
Can I make
Yeah.
it? Is that-
No, I'm fine, I'm fine.
We're good at any time. If you want to leave them at 4, we're fine.
Mhm. We can change the time and date, or no, the time as we move forward.
Quick question is, what did Jason have for conflicts in his schedule?
Only Wednesdays.
Okay,
He could,
And I'm fine I'm fine going to Thursday.
what time is the school let out?
He can make any time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so as far as we're concerned, you guys can go ahead and set the time, what time you
Mhm.
want on it. We're fine with
I'd
it.
like it to be consistent.
Yeah,
So every third Thursday of every month at 3:15, everybody knows it. Then it's unanimous. So it's.
or do we just,
Informational purpose.
you know, I just like it before dinner. Is 4:00 okay with everybody? Or does everybody kind of want to go earlier?
Well, what's nice about doing 3:15 from a
Mhm.
budgeting standpoint.
Yeah, for staff. I get it. Yes, I get it.
You know, right now,
Yep, I know,
Right,
I know.
that'd be better.
Okay,
All right,
all right.
moving on to number 13, agenda item 13. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Motion by Zagami, second by Maloney. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye,
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Meeting is adjourned.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job controlling me.
You know anything,